Hello, everybody. I see you showing up. I see you coming in. Good morning. Happy Monday morning. How you doing? How'd last week go? How'd it play out for you? All right. Let's see my monitor going there. Well, I'm in my new home studio setup. Getting that all going. It's kind of cool. Actually, I'm really liking this little setup. So I'll be having a mix of two different places. It's nice having a home office studio again. It's actually kind of nice. You know, when I came with y'all this way. But I see you here. I see y'all showing up. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? All right. So we'll get to our wins here in a little bit. We'll celebrate those together. Always got to celebrate our wins. Topic talk about later today in the live stream. We'll talk about when weight loss gets hard. What are 3 things you can do when weight loss is getting hard? And these are the same 3 things that I did. And I'll be honest when we get to them. They're easy to do. Like they're super, super easy to do. And they do work. But the thing I've come to realize is if something is easy to do, it is also easy not to do it. It's really easy to skip the easy stuff. And a lot of times the easy stuff doesn't get you like huge results in the short term, but it takes advantage of time. You know, I think something that I always need to remind myself is that time is not my enemy. Time isn't something I'm racing against. Like time is going to pass either way. Either way, time is passing. So it's like I might as well have something to show for it if time is going to pass, is how I think of it. So anyway, how about let's celebrate. I know normally we do we're going to do our wins here in a second, but let's do some scale victories. I'd love to know in the chat, but not do it like just recently, just how much weight have you lost total so far in your journey? Right? How much weight have you lost and how long have you been on the journey? How much weight have you lost and how long have you been on the journey? Let's sort of celebrate some of that progress with some of y'all. Somebody just sent me a text. Actually, it was Frank. Failure is the information you need to get where you're going. He said that's the best failure reframe I've ever heard. I mean, yeah. Failure is the best information you need to get where you're going. See, this is where like good quality people are so important in your life. Because I just get texts like that. Like I talk to people like that. Like when you surround yourself with people that are like awesome thinkers, you get to be surrounded by awesome thinking thoughts. And it totally changes your thoughts. If you hang around with losers, you're going to end up like a loser. All right. So let's look at where we're at. What have we lost? How much weight have you lost and how long have you been on the journey? So let's see. 105 pounds from Clint, 40 months. 50 pounds in a year, 65 pounds, 3 years. These are normal. These aren't abnormal lengths of time. 60 pounds, 18 months. Excellent. What else we got here? By the way, I'm liking this camera angle. I like this. Good morning. 36 pounds, 1 year. Lost 60 pounds. 45 pounds, 3 years. 42 pounds, 3 years, 34.5 pounds. All right, excellent. Nice work, everybody. You know what? While y'all are dropping those in, let's get our celebration music going. Let's get that ready. We're not going to play it yet because here in a second I'm going to ask you for your wins from the last 7 days, just your last 7 days. But right now all we're doing is telling us your how much weight have you lost so far? Just how much weight have you lost so far? And how long is it taking you to do it? You know, part of why I'm doing this also is some of y'all are new to the journey and I want to normalize how long this takes too. So some of these, like I think you can see, you know, you're seeing years thrown up here. Let's see, 32 pounds since June 2025. 191 pounds down for Misty. Man, that's a lot of weight. That's more than I lost. That's more than I weigh. Like that's more than I weigh right now by 30 pounds. 18 pounds since joining the guild 6 months, but 40 pounds overall. Excellent. 35 pounds, 95 pounds in 3 years. 147 pounds. You know, some of y'all early guildies, by the way. I hope I was just seeing yours. It just made me think of this. So I'm decorating my downstairs and I'm putting up pictures from guild events. Because the reality, I mean, the guild is just such a massive part of my life and the community events. And it's just such an important thing. And when I was trying to decide, like, what am I going to put in my home? I was like, well, of course I'm going to put pictures of this stuff up. Of course I'm going to do this. Like, this is such a huge thing for me. But I was putting up pictures from Seattle and pictures from Tampa. And it was interesting to see some of y'all's faces and see how much you've changed over time. It's just been so fun to watch y'all do it. All right, here's what I want y'all to do, everybody. In the comments, and I'm gonna bring up our. Let's see, do we have our? No, that's not the right playlist. That's not the right playlist. We need the right playlist. I'm gonna bring up my celebration music. And then what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate your wins. So for the last 7 days, just the last 7 days, what win happened? What did you do in the name of your goal? What behavior did you do, right? What actions did you take? Did you say no to something that you should have said yes to? Or that you normally would have said yes to? Like, yeah, I would have always said yes to that food, but this time I said no. Did you see some sort of sign of progress? Did you try a physical feat that you couldn't do before, now you could do? Did you get a compliment from somebody on your weight loss? Did you go buy a new pair of clothing and feel like how awesome that is? What is your victory, your sign of progress, your win from the last 7 days only? So since last Monday to today, what's your win? We don't get picky about wins here, right? You know, the little ones are very much worthy of celebration. Definitely the little ones are worthy of celebration. So what are your wins? What are your wins? Tell me your wins. I want to see them here in the chat. And I'm just kind of talking because it takes a minute for lag. But when it comes around, don't worry. I'm going to want to be able to... Wait, where's my celebration stuff? Hold on. Where's my celebration stuff? We can't do the wins without my celebration overlays. Hold on. Hold on. Stand by. Stand by. Ah. There it is. There it is. Wait, is that got my things? There they are. That's what we're looking for. We needed those. We need those. Those are important. Those are important. All right. Let's celebrate these wins. Let's celebrate these wins. What have we got here looking in the chat? Let's scroll back up, find the first ones. Wait, hold on. Let's cue up the applause. Gotta have that. And of course, the beloved annoying AF air horn. All right. Let's see. Oh, wow. Y'all gave me a bunch of wins. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Starting up. Where is it? Here we go. All right. We'll have Clint kick us off. Half-assed a workout this morning instead of no-assed workout. That's how you do it. Ultra training. Joined the gym on Saturday. Good job, Kristen. And I did lower body. Oh, wait, come on, music. Come on. No, that one's too much. Oh, all right, we're going right with the funky bass. All right. Joined the gym on Saturday and did lower body workout. And I finished up my steps on the track. Walking the indoor track was so fun. I like my indoor track. I go to my gym and use it all the time. It's really handy to have in your back pocket to pull out. Great job, Kristen. Started lifting weights again. Wonderful. Coworker offered me leftover cheesy bread. I said no thank you because I wasn't hungry. Isn't it great how well that works and you just drop the I'm not hungry? Like that totally works well using that line. Good job, Rhea. Got up at 5:30 this morning. I really didn't want to go work out. Nice. Went to the gym 3 times last week and averaged 7,400 steps a day. Nice job there, Mona. Excellent getting that movement into your life. Excellent. Skipped eating lunch out because I wasn't hungry. Listening to your hunger. Excellent. Good work. Good work for where you're at on your journey. Realized my default order at my favorite places to eat has changed. Nice. Gotta look at those standards. Listened to my hunger and got me some very surprising insights. Well, I'd be curious to know what those insights are there. What insights did you get? Be very curious. Doing it right now, recommitting. And recommitment is a passing moment. What plan are you recommitting to? You can't just say, I'm committed. No, you have to commit to an action. What is the action you're committing to? Not the intention, not the goal. What is the action you're committing to that will take you towards the goal? Tell me that. Tell me that, Maggie. 1 week into listening to my hunger, only to lose weight and not strictly counting calories. Like, WTF, that's breaking all the rules. You can't be losing weight without tracking calories and just listening to hunger. That just might make you believe you don't need to track calories the whole time. All right. Walking consistently. I didn't binge or even snack on a no sleep day. Previously unheard of for me. Okay. Left food on the plate when I was satisfied. I like that. Leaving food on the plate. I didn't used to do that. Did you used to do that? I didn't used to do that. If there was good food on my plate, it's going to get eaten. That's how it worked for me in the past. All right. Morning, Denny. Drop your win in the chat from the last 7 days. Stopped eating when I said I would several times this week. Great job, Frank. Thanks for the text. Oh, we need our next song. That's the one. All right. All right, continuing on. 8,000 steps per day all week. What? Excellent. That's winning right there. Getting all them steps. Today I did a 50-mile incline. 50-mile incline, 50-minute. Oh, let's say 50 mile. Wow. 50-minute incline. Treadmill walk while watching hunger content. Move forward after a hard weekend. That's right. You just keep going. Weekend gets hard. You don't stop. You just keep on going. Ate when I was hungry. Avoided the grocery store when I was hungry. Remove Facebook app from my phone to create more time. Excellent. That's why I created Circle, is so that a person could, not create Circle, sorry, I didn't create it. Why I moved everything to Circle, so that people could take breaks from like social media, but still stay connected with their support group, which is part of why I did that. Because I agree, like sometimes you got to take breaks from Facebook, especially because, yeah, I got to do it too. Let's see, where was I? Right here. Fiona made homemade cookies. And they were out on the counter in a clear cookie jar. Oh, wow. Talk about temptation central. And I said no several times, and I could have said yes. Saying no when you could say yes is such a valuable skill. Way underrated. Was testing myself and trying to build confidence. Well, hopefully it built some confidence. Make promises to yourself, keep promises to yourself. And that typically happens. Lost weight by strictly eating hunger or listening to my hunger for the first time. What? I love it when that happens. When a person gets that experience of like, wait a minute, I don't got to track all the things. I don't got to diet the shit out of this. I can just like listen to my body. Like, what? Going off of hunger, eating less, and saving money. Weight loss will save you money on food. I love it when someone's like, I can't afford the Guild, Chris. I'm like, yes, you can. You'll save it in food savings alone. All right. Still managed to get 5,000 steps in the past 3 days, despite rolling my ankle while hiking on Saturday. Ouch. Instead of just sitting for all 3 days. All right. Adjusting my coffee, so less calories. All right, making a little concession here, right? It's a game of concessions. All right. Marie, I take a lap around the office or house every time I get up to use the restroom or refill my water. Increase my average weekly step count by 300 steps. Great job. Funky Bass is my favorite too. That's my favorite one. All right. Now the same weight as my wedding day. Oh, that's fun. I like that. That's a fun one to discover. Did my plan of action every day this week. Good job. Doing that daily plan of action. Gotta have a daily plan. Do you have a daily plan, everybody? You need a daily plan. Average 7,400 steps a day last week. Seco incorporating more movement. I'm gonna zip through these fast. I want to get through them, and then we'll have time. Cooked a big family dinner and didn't take any subconscious dad bites. Okay, I see you. Not taking the BLTs, bites, licks, and tastes. I see you. Started eating more and lost more weight. Like, right? What? How does that work, right? It's awesome when that happens. Other people wanted my fries, and I gladly said, go for it. I didn't need them. That is a really nice way to eat less, is let other people eat off your plate, because then there's less food to eat, right? My goal was 5,000 steps per day last week, and my average ended up being over 7,000. What? It's a big win. Over-deliver for yourself. Under-promise and over-deliver. That's what I say, right? You can always over-deliver for yourself. I don't think I'll ever be sad about it. Was so glad you did that. Hate social media, right? Oh, circle thing. We'll keep going. Let's see. Did we get all the other wins? I've taken an 8-year break from Facebook. All right. All right. We are going to wrap up the celebrations there. Thanks for throwing your celebrations there in the comments, letting us celebrate together with everybody. I enjoy doing that. I enjoy doing that each week. That's turning into a fun part of this. Is the I don't know. It's just fun. Because I just remember all my little moments along the journey that were pivotal and impactful in my life. And the cool thing is they've not stopped. Like, life still has those. All right. Let's come back to the chat a little bit. See what y'all said. A few things I wanted to. Where was it? Where was it? It's not here. Huh. Well, it was the comment about, this one right here. So, part of why who was I talking to about this? I got to be careful as I say this, because the algorithm gods are listening. Part of my ploy is to get people to use social media less, which is ironic considering my business is built off of using social media to get people. But it's like I go onto social media to find people that want to get the body and life of their dreams and say, come on over here. We got a great community. We'll help you figure out how to do it, and then we'll send you on your way. And but part of it is like I'm hoping a person will realize, like, part of getting there is I need to take breaks from social media, because social media is, a lot of it is fake, heavily curated, algorithmically driven. So it's not even you really have control over what you're seeing. And so by moving the guild to a off of a social media platform, it makes it where a person can take that break, and then they come to a platform that isn't inundated with ads, a place where they can more carefully curate what's in their feed. And the feed is kind of all centered around a similar thing. And so a person could have Circle that has like their personal development, their weight management training, their community around that, but then maybe they belong to some other community in some other part of their lives. Like, I'm in multiple communities. Like, I don't have just one big community that my whole life's in. It's spread out across a few different communities. I have my family community, my friend community, my town I live in community, and then of course the guild. And so, it's just important to have that. And so, but yeah, it's been nice having that switch. And, I've been using social media a lot more lately because, being more alone, I have more downtime. And I've noticed I've been watching it more, and it's been affecting me. I think I need to take a little bit of a break from scrolling on Reels. They've been getting me, but they've been fun. I'm finding Reels that are just for different. I've got Instagram curated for a certain thing, Facebook curated for a certain thing, YouTube curated for a certain thing, TikTok, like all of them the algorithms feed me different things. But yeah, I think I need to take a little break from some of it. What about you? Do you think you need to take a little break from social media? You like doing wins? Yeah, the wins are great. I really enjoy the wins. Really enjoy it. No eating with electronics. That's a good one. That's a good thing to think about. Let's see if I can bring that up. Tried doing a smaller deficit last month. Has been so much easier to manage, and weight is moving. Yeah, I find myself, it is much easier to do a smaller deficit and take my sweet time and be patient, because then I actually, do it. I actually do it. Like, it's interesting. A lot of people, they want to chase speed, but like, why? it's not getting you there faster because you keep having setbacks. But if you just go slower when you're chasing the speed, you actually, get there, which I think is the more important part, is actually being successful. So, Gail, try getting in a circle. I'm not sure. I'm not really going to be able to do tech support right now. I'm not really sure what this would be. If you join for the free event, you just go to, you just log in. You shouldn't need a number. I guess I'm not really sure what it is, the challenge is that you're doing. If you're trying to get in the paid guild, you have to pay for it. If you're trying to get on the free side, shouldn't really have to do anything. Like if you just go to the site, it should be there right here. I could drop the site in the chat for those that need it. It also has, if you join the free side of the guild, you get access to the live stream calendar too. Let me get that right here. I think this link will just, if you just log in there, just put it in the chat. Ultra training, slow down to go further. Right. That's just it. Like with running. Like I remember the first time somebody told me that with running, like to run further, run slower. Like, oh, right. I guess that makes sense. I got to figure out a different mic because that camera angle, I don't like that. Looks fine for this direction, but I don't like it. I don't like it for this one. Social media is highly processed information, just as bad as highly processed food. Yeah, I would agree. Like it, some is okay, right? But you get too much of it. That's not great. Sarah, my TikTok likes to put me on the Ironman triathlon algorithm and making me a little delusional about what I can do. Hey, you know what? Be a little delusional. To do those things, you got to be a little delusional. So Dog Tour Sam here and Clint and I, we're all training for an ultra. At the same time, we're all going to do a 50K together, as well as my brother and my brother-in-law. And it's funny. So we're in a group chat just sort of talking about our training. And it's just like, we were talking about how you got to be a little delusional to do this. Actually, hold on. There was a, this is funny. I'm just going to, I'm going to do the super low tech and just play it on the, where is it? Here it is. Sam sent this, which by the way, Sam did 16 miles in like, what did it say? Feels like -4 degrees. So Sam wins the badass award for the week. But where's here it is.
So normal people are going to tell you that to train for something like a 50-mile race, you need time on the feet and high weekly mileage. However, ultra runners are not normal people. No, but for real, this is, I'm going to tell you what you need. This is what you need. Get a pen. You ready? You need
I'm
three
ready.
scoops.
3 scoops?
Of crazy. Not 4.
Okay.
4 is too much.
Got it.
3 is the magic number.
3 of crazy.
You need like just a pinch of delusion.
Oh, yeah.
Just a pinch.
I think I added more
like
than a pinch.
Like a dollop or two of trauma. It can be from your childhood. It can be from your job. It can be from wherever you decide to find it. But definitely
added
a little
that.
bit of trauma in there. Then you can pick your flavor. You can choose anxiety. You can choose depression. Whatever it is that you want to sprinkle in there, it'll work.
What about a little of all of it?
Don't forget to stir in the rage. Like bring the rage with you. It helps just kind of bring in that like that you need.
Anyway, it's funny. Yeah. So Sarah, if you're feeling a little delusional, good. You're on the right path. It is a little delusional. You gaslit yourself to do those miles yesterday. Yeah, that is what's required sometimes. Sometimes you got to gaslight yourself to success. And I posted on Instagram, Fat Lighter Fitness, on Instagram about my Run Disney 10K. The algorithm blasted me with running content. Yeah. Never thought I would ever run, much less do an ultra. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Delulu. Yeah. I'm just reading the chat here real quick. All right, let's see. On my weight loss journey, I found a smaller deficit leads to less overeating and emotional eating because I'm not cutting out any food groups, junky foods. For me, I found it, some of it's that, but I found you could still have the junky foods at the lower calorie limits. It's just getting too hungry almost triggers like this urge to just go nuts with the food. And I find if I do the deficit not quite as intense, psychologically, it's a lot more doable. And so I don't have that kind of like that recoil, like, I gotta get the food. Gotta get the food. Yeah. Oh, Sabina. When I'm on conference calls, I try to stand up and move, but it feels very awkward when I am moving when everybody else sits. I once used to feel that way. I've just sort of owned it. I've decided that I'm just that guy. I'm just that person. Like I'm in a musical right now, so like when I'm at rehearsal, everybody like sits and like, do you want to sit? I'm like, I'm gonna stand. When everybody's sitting, I'm usually the one guy standing, or I'll be in the back pacing, or I'll be doing stretches or whatnot. But it's I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Fitness is a part of my brand, like my personal image that I have. And so, yeah, I just sort of owned it. I just owned the differences in that thing. And that's really helped me a lot, just owning it, just being okay with being that guy. Because we're all somebody, right? We're all somebody. So I'll just be that somebody. As somebody who is fueled by rage, maybe I should start running. Well, fuel the rage into the weight loss. And then when you drop the weight enough, then fuel it into running. That's the thing. A lot of people, so this is the downside, where I get a little worried sometimes that we're always talking about running. Running is not something most people should do for weight loss. Most people need to wait a while before they do running. I have seen running be a major distraction for so many people and cause so many people to get stuck long before they're done. And some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about because I talk to you about it and give you a hard time about it. I don't actually care. It's your body. Do with it what you want. But I'm a weight loss coach and you've hired me to be your weight loss coach, which means my job is to push you when you're like, I'm going to go run, which doesn't help me lose weight. And I'm going to be like, you hired me to help you lose weight, not to run. If you'd hired me as your running coach, well, then by all means, I would talk you into that over the weight loss, but you hired me to help with weight loss. So if you hired me to help you with weight loss, don't get into endurance running until you're done. Then you get into endurance running. And this is coming from somebody that did that. I got lucky, I realized. I got lucky on my journey. I didn't think I got lucky at the time, but I got lucky because I got injured. If I hadn't got injured, I probably would have kept getting into running and endurance running, and it would have stalled out just like everybody else, and I wouldn't have had a coach like myself to help me get through it, and I might have gotten stuck. Thankfully, I got injured, and I couldn't run, and I didn't run until I had lost all the weight. And then I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to run anyway. I want to run. And it was totally okay. But again, you could ignore me. Everybody. I said, yeah, right here. Totally ignores me. I don't care. I mean, I give you, Sam, I hope you know I love you. Like, I actually don't care. Like, I mean, I do care, but I don't care. Like, I razz you about it. But like, especially now that you're in ultra training, I know you're like, not the same. So, oh wait, hold on, wait. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here, Sarah? Wait, hold on. Now I want to get the story. Hold on. What'd you say? As a morbidly obese, triathletes are not my echo chamber and motivate me to change. That's what I see a lot. I was watching ultra marathon stuff while I was still losing weight because I was like, no, when I lose weight, I'm going to run an ultra. Like I already called my shot. I already called my shot that I was going to get into endurance stuff. Here we go. Social media puts you in an echo chamber and makes it impossible to grow and learn or different ideas. Okay. Now I got the story. So I agree and disagree with you. I agree with you in that social media will put you into an echo chamber, but I don't agree with this. Reads to me like there's an assumption that there's nothing we can do about it. That's where I actually completely disagree. I actually big time believe in algorithm curating. I don't let the social media platforms curate my algorithm. I curate my algorithm. Now, as a creator, I'm sort of aware of the two-directional thing. Like creators are curating to get their content pushed out, and viewers are doing things to get it where it matches the content. The algorithm's only objective is to get eyeballs onto content to keep eyeballs on the screen. That's its only objective. And it's using content created by creators as the attractor to get people to be looking, and then it inserts ads in between your eyeballs and what you want to see, right? So that's its whole objective. And it's trying to learn who you are so it can feed you ads that are super relevant to who you are. And it uses the algorithm to see what you're focused on, to see what you might be interested in, to know what sort of ads to push to you, as well as it's collecting information about who you are as a person and demographics. With all that said, you can curate your algorithm though. When you linger on a post, it's noticing. When you go back and rewatch a post, it's noticing. When you share something, it's noticing. When you comment, when you like, when you stay a half a second longer, than normal. It knows when you're scrolling. It knows if you scroll and go, woo, we come back down, and then it goes back up. It knows who you interact with. So if it knows people in your social circle are looking at things, it's going to test you and see if you respond to certain things. So when I realize that is, so my objective is to curate my algorithm. So whenever I'm wanting to learn a new skill, I actually go onto YouTube and I start searching for and engaging with content relating to that. And I know it takes about 2 weeks for the algorithm to see I'm serious. And then it really will start putting it into my feed and showing me all sorts of different stuff. And that way I don't have to go actively seek it out anymore. It is passively being brought to me. And then I'll notice my algorithm shifts again and stuff drops off and then new things come back. So I agree that social media puts you into an echo chamber, but I don't agree that you're powerless to do anything about it. Thus concludes my soapbox. Rhea, you asked what musical I'm doing. So I got the part of Ramses in, where'd your comment go? I saw it right here. Here it is. What musical am I doing? I got the part of Ramses in The Prince of Egypt, which I am super loving this character. Like, oh my gosh, I think I was made to play this character. Like, I have literally every single part of that character's story. I have real life experiences that I can draw from to pull into it. And I'm just like, oh, this is so cool to be able to do this. So I'm very, very excited. Let's see. I will say I have seen people in bigger bodies doing the things like triathlons and road races. I used to be one of the people in the bigger body doing these things. Yeah, I mean, I know people that do that. Yeah, I know plenty of people that do. I mean, that's the thing. Endurance sports don't go hand in hand with weight loss. You'd think they do, but they really don't. Maybe a few pounds, but not much more. Definitely guilty of losing focus and prioritizing fitness instead of weight loss. Yeah. I may see some themed t-shirts at the race. Oh, well, now I want to know what you're talking about. My coach told me not to do this. All right. All right, let's oh wait, here we go. I fastidiously, that's a good word. I don't get to say that word very much. Curated my content on YouTube depending on which of my channels I'm on. I have one for woodworking, 3D printing, this one for fitness and food, and another for bourbon. Hey, who's your I used to be deep into woodworking YouTube. What are the channels you watch? I was Jay Bates when he first got started, the Wood Whisperer when he first got started, Mark Spagnolo when he was very young in the game, with the Wood Whisperer. Who else did I watch a lot? There's several others. Oh, April Wilkerson when she first got started, like very, very first got started. I was watching her. It was fun to watch her kind of go through her whole journey. And who else did I watch when I was deep into the woodworking space? It's been years and years since I used to watch it. Matthias. I mean, of course, watching the stuff that he makes. Matthias Wendell. Yeah. I still watch him every now and then too. Those are my people. I kind of miss woodworking YouTube. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed having a wood shop. It was a lot of things. Well, one day I will again. It's a lot of space. It's a lot of space. Building a business. One day I'll bring it back. So, all right. So for today, I wanted to talk about what to do when weight loss gets hard. Like, it's going to get hard. It's going to get hard. That's what, like, I don't know. Like, when I meet a person that's starting their journey, there's so much of their journey that I'm not going to be able to predict. Even though I've watched lots and lots of people's journeys and I've gone on one myself, I know for certain that the overwhelming majority of the journey is unknowable. You have to just discover it as you're going. But I do know that there's a handful of experiences and phases that are 100% predictable. Like, this will happen. I don't know when. I don't know what it will look like. I just know that it will happen. And one of them is that weight loss is going to get challenging for one reason or another. And challenging could mean like logistically, it's becoming challenging. Maybe there's a bunch of like you're going on trips, or somebody got sick in your home or injured, or maybe you just had a baby, or maybe you just got into a relationship. Like these things make it challenging to navigate. Going through a divorce, losing a job, changing jobs. You know, these life situations that are just difficult. This will make your weight loss difficult because things are in this state of flux. And what I used to do when life got difficult is just assume that I'm gonna backpedal. Challenge your assumptions. Always go back and re-question your assumptions. Okay, so you're going through a divorce. Why does that mean you have to gain weight? Okay, you're super depressed. Why does that mean you have to gain weight? Okay, you're having crippling anxiety about something. Why does that mean you have to gain weight? You see, there's an assumption that when life gets difficult, I'm going to gain weight because I'm going to turn to food. Why? Like, why do you have to do that? Why is that a thing you have to do? And that's one of the things I think is important to start working on. You know, when weight loss gets hard, you have a golden opportunity being placed in your lap, and you may not even realize it. And this is what we could talk about, this golden opportunity that is being placed in your lap when life is hard. Because look, a lot of the hard things you're going to go through, you can't control. Like, it's happening. It's happening. You can't stop that it's happening. So when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, right? Like, you got to play the hand you're dealt. And if you're going to go through something hard, we might as well learn something from it, right? I mean, you might as well learn something. So when I ask the question, why do you have to eat when you get sad? Why do you have to eat when you get bad news? Why do you have to eat when you get stressed? Why do you have to eat when you feel lonely? A lot of times when I ask a person that question, they don't actually know the answer. They don't know the answer. Like, I don't really know. I mean, I know you know the answer. What I think you really mean is I forgot. I knew the answer because in the moment I knew, but I just forgot. I didn't make any efforts to remember. So in the moment when life is difficult, this is where that information exists. Now you can, in the moment when you're wanting to eat food to soothe your troubled heart, you can sit there and go, why do I want to do this? Why do I want to eat this food that I'm about to eat? Right? Like right there, you know the answer. Now, journaling, you might need a journal. You might need to talk it out with a friend. You might need to talk it out to the ether. But in the moment, you can be like, I'm wanting the food. I am not going to let myself have any until I can tell myself why I want it. If you do that exercise, when you deeply, desperately, in the moment want to eat food, dangle the carrot of, I'll let you have the food self. I'll let you have the food self. You can have the food self. You just better give me a fucking good reason for why I'm doing it. Beyond, oh, I just want it. Tell me why. Tell me why, self. You know what? Not only do I want you to tell me why, self, we're going to sit here and keep writing on a piece of paper until I come up with an answer to that question. I'm telling you, it works. It works in the moments where the answers are. And you just start journaling it. I do this with clients where we will, in the moment, usually we're texting because they're like sort of, you know, because it's often an inconvenient time. Every now and then we'll get on a phone call. But usually if I'm doing with one, like we'll text and they're like, hey, I'm going through this. I'm wondering this. I'm like, okay. And I have a series of questions that I will tend to ask them to help them try to do it. And then I also am like a dog with a bone. I'm like, I'm waiting until you give me an answer. Because I know when they give me an answer that makes sense to me as an outsider, the other person, the person talking to me, has now learned something themselves. It's about revealing truth to yourself that you don't already know, but the truth does exist. So what I'm telling you is that is when, not if, not if, but when weight loss gets really hard and you actually want to quit, or you actually like quit in the moment, right? You're like, screw it. I'm going to go dig into this food. One of the things you can do is use that opportunity to teach you something, even if you end up eating the food anyway. But now you got this shiny new bit of information. You're like, all right, I'm going to figure this out and use this in the future. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I can do something with it. The other thing, when weight loss gets hard. Now, all right, so that one, back up. That one is designed to help you have a deeper understanding. It's taking something difficult and using it to increase information and awareness about yourself. But we don't stop there. Now let's talk about what are some things you can do when weight loss gets hard to actually keep going. And I'm going to give you my favorite one. My absolute favorite one. But here's the real challenge with this. There is a real challenge with this one. The real challenge with this one is it's super easy to not do. And depending on what you're chasing, depending on what it is you're chasing, you may not be willing to do this. Far too often, what a person is looking for is absolute certainty that what they're doing is going to result in weight loss, and they want a result. They want the result now. They're fighting against time. If you're fighting time, this next one's going to be really difficult. In fact, if you're fighting time, the entire dang weight loss journey is going to be difficult. The whole thing is going to be difficult if you are fighting time. Time is going to pass either way. You might as well have something to show for it. And the answer is, for what to do, my favorite one is only focus on today. Only focus on today. No day but today, as Mimi says in Rent. No day but today. Only focus on today. When weight loss gets hard, you just focus on what are you going to do today. And if today is too much, you focus on the next hour. And if the next hour is too much, you focus on the next 5 minutes. And you need to know, what is it I'm not going to do? Emotionally eat. Emotionally eat. Every time you engage in emotional eating, you put another rep in there. You reinforce the pattern one more time. The times you want to emotionally eat the most are the times you need to not do it. Now, I mean, Gail, I see here, I want the feeling to go away. That's not a good enough answer. You need a deeper answer. What feeling to go away? And what do you want to feel instead? Are you willing to feel anything, or do you only want to feel a specific feeling instead? You've got to be very, very, very clear with yourself. But using food to solve your feelings is not a recipe for lasting success. It's a recipe for lasting failure. Learning to become really good at calorie counting is just becoming really good at dieting again. Far too many people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to learn how to count my calories and that'll solve my emotional eating. No, just because you scheduled your emotional eating doesn't mean it's okay. Just because you scheduled your emotional drinking doesn't make it okay. Just because you scheduled your emotional shopping habit, that doesn't make it okay. The other thing that really helps when the weight loss journey gets difficult, again, not if, but when, is to take small actions. Little ones. You should never wake up one day and then suddenly be living your life real differently. You should not go to bed one day, wake up, and then new day, new me with everything. No, you should take the way you're already living and just start steering it in the direction you want to go. Making little changes to what you're already doing, moving you towards the person you want to be. Yes, you are going to have to make some changes, as in you're going to have to start some things from scratch. Like if you weren't exercising, there will be a day that you wake up and today you now are going to exercise. But don't wake up and say, I am now a person that works out 5 days a week every week. No, don't do that. Wake up and say, I am a person that's going to exercise today. People that are really good at exercising, they're not really good at exercising 7 days a week. They're really good at exercising today. You get that, right? You don't become good at exercising regularly by committing to exercising for streaks. You get really good at exercising by getting really good at exercising today, no matter what is happening in today. That is the recipe for success. And it goes so much beyond exercise. The person that is good at not emotionally eating, they don't wake up one day and say, I'm never going to emotionally eat ever again. No, they get really good at not emotionally eating today. No matter what is happening today, just today. No day but today. If you can allow your mind to stop getting so worried about how you're going to solve 3 days from now, and instead just go, let me take all my conscious mental effort and focus on how do I solve today and today only, the journey becomes much more manageable because the future is unknowable and it's all a myth. You think you know what's going to happen 3 days from now because you've been right about it a lot of times. But at any moment, you could be wrong. At any moment, you could be wrong. My dad went to bed one night thinking he was going to live on and on and on. And the next day, he found out he's going to live like he has 2 months left to live. That could happen to any of us. You could wake up tomorrow and find out you have less than 2 months to live. The future is a myth. It's unknowable. You'll find out what it is when it becomes today. Your mind cannot operate in the future. It can only operate in the present moment, in the today. And so the answer is stop trying to manage the next 6 weeks. Manage today. Just today. Many of you, speaking in terms of the weight loss journey, I know you're watching this. This is a weight loss channel, so I need to be able to speak freely about this. But many of you are mid-journey, which means you woke up today fat. You were fat today when you woke up. You're going to be fat at lunch today. You're going to be fat at dinner. You're going to go to bed tonight, fat. You're going to wake up tomorrow, still fat. 3 weeks from now, still going to be fat. You might be slightly less fat, but you're still fat. That doesn't change anything. Right? You don't need to know what's going to happen 3 weeks from now. The journey ain't done. You just need to get through today. You just need to slog your way through today. But so many of us want certainty that what I'm going to do today will result in me being not fat later. And I want to have that feeling get here as fast as humanly possible. Why? Because I'm a dopamine junkie that needs to have good hits of awesomeness in my brain all the time. Patience. Patience. You must have patience if you're going to make it to the end. You must have patience. I use the term, you must be patiently urgent. Patiently urgent. So what I mean by patiently urgent, it's you're okay with time passing. You know that time is your ally and you're going to let it work for you. And so you're not going to try to do everything all at once, but you're also not going to have 0 days, days where you do nothing that moves you towards your goal. So you must be patient, allowing time to work for you, keeping yourself occupied, not constantly adding new things to keep it fun and exciting, embracing the boredom and monotony of the weight loss part, but not wasting time being like, well, it takes as long as it takes. So I'll get to, we'll start exercising in 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I've been at 5,000 steps now for 4 months. I'll raise it eventually. No, you should have rose it 3 months ago, right? It's fine to pause and hold the line on something for several weeks, but after 2, 3, 4 weeks of holding the line, it's time to raise the bar. It's time to go do more. And this leads to the last tip for what to do when the weight loss journey gets hard. And I'm telling you, this last one's the best. Enjoy your life. Play. Have fun. Stop taking everything in life so damn seriously. A big part of what drives a lot of people to emotionally eat is you're taking everything way too damn serious, especially when most of the shit that you're stressing out about doesn't matter and nobody's going to care about it in 200 years from now. Most people won't even know the problems existed, and you're acting like your life is over. Care less about more things and you will feel happier. I'm telling you, care less about more things and care more about fewer things. Be very, very intentional about what you care about so much that you will let it affect your peace. Don't wait to love your life, to love your body, to love yourself. Don't wait until you've reached a certain size on a scale. Part of why I've created the Guild and part of why it's set up and structured the way it is to give people adventures, to push people out of their comfort zone and go love life. Self-love is so important to overcoming emotional eating. Accepting of oneself is so important to overcoming emotional eating. But so many people are waiting to do that. They're waiting to do that until they've achieved some arbitrarily picked weight loss goal. But really what you're waiting for is you're waiting for a feeling. Actually, where's my iPad? Hold, please. I'm going to go get my iPad. Here, let's bring up some hold music. Be right back. Sorry, that was a little loud. All right, let's see. Bring it over here. All right, so here's what we're kind of illustrating the point of what I'm talking about here. And for many of you in the Guild, you've seen this. I've done this many times. So here we have this line. All right here. And so let's say this person's like, we have ourselves our person. And the person's like, when I get here, let's say it's when I get to 170 pounds, then I will be happy. I'll have self-love and I'll, enjoy my life, right? I'll let, at this point I'll be happy. I'm like, okay, so let's really think about this. So what is actually different between here and here? Like if we zoom into this line and we're saying 170 pounds. So on this side of the line, you weigh 170 pounds and this side of the line, you weigh 171. And then over here, we weigh 173. And then over here, we weigh 175. What is actually difference between 175 and 170? 5 pounds. Not much. I regularly will weigh 175 and I'll regularly weigh 170. Like, I see both of those numbers regularly. My life isn't any different between them. I'm the same person. My body's basically the same. The abs play a little peekaboo, but like nothing changes. Nobody knows. I don't even usually know. And so if a person's like, okay, when I reach 170 pounds, now I will allow myself to be happy. Did you hear it? Now I will allow myself to be happy. So what is it that we as humans do that I just find super amusing? No, that's the wrong thing. There we go. We will place this arbitrary line, and then we will cross over this line. And now what we will do is we will go inside our own head and grant ourselves permission to feel something. We'll now say, self, it is okay to feel this feeling. But of course, we don't actually know how to let ourselves love ourselves. We don't actually know how to feel at peace with everything horrible going on around us in life. We don't actually know how to be okay when things are not okay. Because every time we get there, we say, oh, I can't do it until something happens. Oh, I can't do it until something happens. Rather than owning, I don't actually know how to make myself feel happy, and I've not done any work to learn how to make myself feel happy. I'm going to say it is other things that need to happen outside of me or other accomplishments that need to happen. And now I will then be able to be happy, as if somehow our happiness is being controlled by something else. But it's intrinsic. It comes from within. You make yourself feel at peace. Everything you need to feel at peace, you have right now. You have it right now. You've actually had it the whole time. You have it right now. And if you can't allow yourself to be at peace and joyful right now, you're never going to be able to. But don't worry, that doesn't mean you'll never, ever, ever be able to. It means like you can only do it in the here and the now. In the here and the now is the only place you can create the feelings that make yourself and love your life. And so when weight loss gets hard, likely due to circumstances in life becoming challenging and difficult, when that happens, you must learn how to enjoy yourself anyway. Enjoy your life anyway. Love your body now as it is today, because without it, you'd be dead. And if your body was dead, you don't get to be here. Think of all the things that you love in life, everything. The only way you can experience it is because of your body. That is the only reason you can experience it, is because of your body right now. Right now. Not your body later, your body right fucking now. Right now. Everything you love in life, the only way you can experience it is because of the body that you have right now. And are you immensely grateful for it, or are you mad at it? Are you frustrated about it? Do you wish you didn't have this one? Well, you can't have another one. If you don't have this one, you're dead. This is the only body you get. This is your body. It's yours. And it's a loaner. One day you got to give it back. Love your body now. And I know some people are like, well, no, Chris, I can't love my body. My body's to this or to that. It's got this thing that doesn't work or that thing that doesn't work. Okay. And look, there are people out there that are missing like half their limbs, and they have found a way to just find immense joy in life. What are you waiting for? Are you focusing on what you don't have? Are you focusing on what's not working? Or are you focusing on what you do have and what is working and trying to magnify that as much? That's the thing I've realized, when I was looking at this line here. Come on. Myself, I am the one that set this line. And then when I get on the other side of it, I say, now it's okay for myself to feel something. But what did I used to do? Well, as soon as I got over here, I just took the line and moved it over and took my happiness and self-love and moved it over further. Right? And I just repeated the process all over again. Right? Then I get over here finally. Woohoo! This is awesome. And it works so good. So then I'm like, you know what? Let's put all that on the other side of a goal. Right? Let's repeat that all over again. And so now I'm chasing another thing. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to get across the line. I'm like, oh, this is so great having all this happiness and self-love. Look how awesome I am. And then I'll just go ahead and move that further over. And we just keep repeating this process, but we spend all this time in transit not having the happiness and self-love and peace that we actually really want. So what if, instead of playing the game like this, let me just reset the graphic here. What if instead of playing the game like this, where we put our happiness and our self-love on the other side of accomplishment, what if we said, Hold on. So we'll put a star over here. A star representing the goal that I want to have, right? I want the goal. So what if we still left the why, the goal over there, but then we took the happiness and self-love and we say, you know what? I've already done everything required to feel happiness and self-love. I've already done it. Already. I'm going to do that, and I'm still going to put a goal in front of me, and I'm still going to work towards the goal, but I'm going to do it while I love everything about myself. And I love everything about my life, and I love who I am. I'm going to do it the entire way. I believe there's a term that people have used. It is strive satisfied. The thing is, if you have the audacity to just love and accept yourself fully and completely for as you are today, right now, without needing anyone or anything else to give you permission to do it. If you have the audacity to do that, people are going to give you shit about it that don't see the world that way. You see, you're going to feel like you're breaking the rules because the weight loss journey is going to become easier at that point. In fact, when you do this with anything, life itself will become easier when you do this, and you'll feel like you're cheating. You'll feel like you've unlocked a cheat code because when you're going through life not self-loving, not fully accepting yourself, not loving your body, not loving the life that you're existing, not loving all your memories, not loving you, when you go through life that way, life is harder. It's just harder. It's just like going through life lined with sandpaper. You can do it. It's just uncomfortable. And if you got so used to doing it that way, but then you start loving yourself without needing somebody else to tell you, without needing an external source to do it, without needing an accomplishment, all of a sudden you're like, well, this is fun. This whole living business. Because it doesn't really matter what happens. I'm already happy. I'm just going for this weight loss because I want to. I want the joy. I want the joyful experiences that I'll be able to have in a thin, healthy, in shape body. I want to have that. You know, I often talk about the core 4 goals of becoming thin, healthy, happy, and in shape. Happy. I want you to find your happiness now. I don't want you to wait until you're thin, healthy, and in shape. I want you to have it now. And it's a process. It's a process. It's a journey to get there. It 100% is. And that's okay. It's okay that it takes time. That was always the plan. It was always going to take time. That was never, you didn't get a vote in that, in the creation of the rules of the game you're going to play by. You didn't get to pick that. But I've done the whole trying to move through life being unsatisfied with what I have. It's harder. It's harder. I'm not saying you can't do it. Of course you can. Of course you can. You can also lose weight with intermittent fasting. You can also lose weight by starving yourself. Just because you can do it doesn't mean it's a good idea. You can wear 2 left shoes if you want it. Doesn't mean it's a good idea or comfortable. And whenever you turn to try to love yourself and love your life as it is right now, you're going to come face to face with your old conditioning, the old voices in your head from the people of your past telling you how you should look at things, how you shouldn't look at things. Because chances are you grew up around people that used shame, remorse, guilt. You should feel bad, threat of a stick instead of dangling a carrot. You're probably raised around that stuff. And so when you choose to reject that paradigm and say, you know what? I'm going to strive satisfied. I'm going to just choose to believe I'm enough already. I'm enough. I'm enough. I don't need anybody else to tell me. You're going to feel like you're disobeying people from your past. Because I'm telling you, it's just going to feel really easy. I mean, really, really easy. There's some lines from a song that I love. I can't play it, otherwise I'll get dinged with copyright here on YouTube. It's from Andy Grammer. And it's Love Myself. Or no, I Want to Love Myself. Oh, come on. I want to love myself. Lyrics, Andy Grammer. Here we go. I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I want to love myself without needing someone's help to show it to me. Because I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can eat myself alive. I'm going to try. It's going to be an awkward talk. But I love you. I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. I don't know why I cannot hear it unless it comes from someone else, but I'm going to finally find a way to feel it when I say it to myself. I want to be someone who's not swayed by opinions. Be me authentically without apologies. I want my heart to soar without being insecure and point out what's wrong with me, sometimes subconsciously. I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can eat myself alive, and I'm going to try. It's going to be an awkward talk. But I love you. I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. I don't know why I cannot hear it unless it comes from someone else, but I'm going to find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. I love the lines from that song, like, so much. And I think that it takes actually tremendous courage for a lot of people to reject the paradigm they grew up with that you should feel bad about yourself, that you should feel bad about changing. But here's the thing to remember that I always do to help me get through it. I'm a grown-ass adult with my own damn job, my own house, my own car, my own keys, my own money, and anybody else is going to come into my life and tell me how to fucking live my life? Fuck you. Okay, you think I should do this. Why? Because that's how you want to live your life? Cool. You do you. I'm going to do me. I'm going to do me. Oh, but that's not how you were raised. What has that got to do with anything? I don't care how I was raised. I'm alive right now. This is my life. I get to do with it what I want. And I'm constantly, all the time, thinking about the phrase, we all live two lives, and the second life begins, we realize we only have one. I think about that all the time. I constantly think about the fact I'm going to die. And I am not going to squander my life making other people happy at the expense of my own happiness. Just not going to do it. Just not going to do it. Unless someone's going to force me to do it under duress, I'm not going to do it. Oh, but they're your parents. Don't care. Oh, but it's your society. Don't care. I made the decision that anybody that tells me I have to feel bad about myself to get things done, thank you for showing that to me. You will not be in my life, and it does not matter who you are. It does not matter your connection to me. I'm very clear. Just because we have history, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything. If you're going to tell me I can't love myself, I have no room for you in my life. If you're going to tell me I can't accept myself for as I am, I have no room for you in my life. If you're going to tell me I need to make myself get things done by making myself feel bad, we're just not compatible as friends. We're not compatible people. We need to not associate. You are welcome to go live your life however you want to do it. If you want to live your life using guilt and using the stick to get yourself to do things, fine. You go do you over there, away from me. And I'm not going to come join you. Oh, but we have all this history together. Every story has an end. I guess that's where this story ends. I don't have room in my life for people that want to fill my brain with all this stinking thinking. I just don't have room for them. I used to make room. I used to make room for these people out of guilt, like some sort of unspoken obligation to people from things they did for me in my past. No. My life is my life, and I would rather be alone than be surrounded by people that want to make me feel bad about myself, about my life. I'm not talking about people that are trying to hold me accountable if I'm doing bad shit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody that's like, when I make a mistake, they think the way I should handle it is by making myself feel shame. I don't use shame to get myself to do things. I don't think shame has much of a place in life. I mean, there's a very, very, very short list of things that I think I should feel shame for. Guilt, yes. Remorse, 100% should be feeling remorse for things. But shame? No, shame is a powerful weapon and should be used sparingly. It's an emotion of mass destruction. You have to be very careful when you use it. But a lot of people are walking around and using shame like it's like no big deal. No, shame's a big deal. You have to be very careful how you use shame. As I mentioned earlier, I'm in Prince of Egypt playing the part of Ramses. And it's sort of a redemption story in it. And it really sticks with this concept of have to deal with the past. You know, he's told by his dad growing up, one weak link can break the strongest chain. One weak sun can end the longest rain. That's what my father sings to me, to my face in the thing. So I'm the son that's like trying to live up to his father's legacy, right? And being told like, if you mess this up, you're going to mess this up for all of our ancestors too. This is all you. And they even regularly repeat the line of ancestors. This is our dynasty that we've created. And so I've got this father figure just telling me this the whole time. And then I've got my brother, whom I love dearly in the play, wanting me to set his people free, but I can't do it because one weak link, like every time, it's cool in the musical, the father dies, spoiler alert, and every time Moses is about to convince me to change, the ghost of my father shows up, and he's like shows up behind me, and literally there's this one scene where Moses is about to convince me, and I'm really looking forward to acting this. And so when the father shows up, my plan is to physically get back into that. Nope, I'm not Ramses the human. I'm Ramses the pharaoh, and I have to stick to the one weak link can break the strongest chain. And I literally sing that line back to Moses. And and when my father's dying, I'm saying I will not be the weak link. But the show ends with Ramses looking at Moses and saying, there's a way of honoring the past without being trapped by it. And then he says, I will be the weak link. And I'm going to break the chain. And I think that's what it is you have to be the weak link in your own life. The life that you have so meticulously crafted. And you're trying to wait for something else to break so that you can get out of this life. What if you break? Because you break your own commitments to the ghosts of the past on who you should be. Be the weak link. You change. Move on. Let yourself go. Let yourself go. Let the old you go. Let the old rules go. Let the old rules from your parents on telling you how you got to live go. Your parents don't know how to live your life. They don't know how to live your life. They never did. You grew up in an entirely different era than your parents did. Your parents didn't even know how for you to be a kid. They did the best to raise you into an adult as best they knew how. Some of your parents were not good at it. Some of your parents are pretty good at it. But the reality is none of your parents actually knew how to live your life in the world that you're going to grow up in. They didn't actually know. You know better. You're the subject matter expert on you. Nobody knows you better than you. And that means you have to let your parents go. You have to let their teachings go. You keep what you want to keep, integrate and twist, distort, alter, whatever you want. But this is your life. It's your life. And when the weight loss journey gets hard, always remember that this is your life. And nobody is owed a seat in your life. My father used to say this phrase to me all the time when we were growing up, and I did not enjoy it as a kid. But looking back, he was right. He would say, we would like all be protesting something he'd want to do, and he'd be like, this house is a dictatorship, not a democracy, and I'm the king. You only get a vote if I say you get a vote. Didn't much like that, but when we were just being little punk kids, which with me and I definitely did that. He would have to put his foot down, be the king. But the thing I've realized is your life is a dictatorship and not a democracy, and nobody gets a vote over how you live your life unless you give them a vote. Now, I'm not talking about the big existential thing with like governments and things like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the majority of your life, though. How you spend your time, how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the world around you, how you're going to eat, what are you going to do for fun. This is your life. This is your life. You get to pick what you do with it. You get to pick what you don't do with it. And if people aren't going to be supportive of you in the life that you're living, it is actually an acceptable answer to ask them to leave. Pound sand. Except you don't ask them to leave. It's usually more you are the one that does the walking away. It's usually more you that does it. Because you really can't control other people. And I had to really accept that. It's about controlling yourself. And one of your biggest superpowers is you control the ability of what room your butt is in. And if somebody in that room is being unsupportive of you and non-encouraging, you just take your ass and you relocate your ass into a different room away from that person. That's usually the answer to how you deal with that, by the way. But sometimes the person who's giving you a hard time isn't actually in the room with you. They're a ghost in your mind. The ghost might still be alive, but it's not the parent of today saying it to you. It's the parent of 20 years ago saying it to you. That the ghost of your parent from 20 years ago saying these thoughts into your head about what you should or shouldn't do. Or maybe it's a church leader, or maybe it's a teacher, or maybe it's a brother, or maybe it's a friend, or maybe it's a community member. It could be all sorts of people, right? But you have these ghosts of people in your past telling you in your mind what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should handle this, how you shouldn't handle this. And eventually you just turn around and you just say, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Go away. I'm done listening to you. Shut up. Go away. Shut up. Sometimes you just turn to that voice and you just say, shut up. I'm done listening to you. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over it. Go away. I'm done. Because isn't that what you're doing when you turn to the food? You're eating so that the voice gets numb. You don't need the food. You just turn to it in your mind. You just say, shut up. And you walk away. And you just sit there in the silence, in the stillness of that voice being gone. The awkwardness. And you feel it. It's so freeing, it feels wrong. It feels wrong. When you've had this voice in your head and then it's gone, you notice the void. You notice that it's missing. It feels like something's missing. As crazy as it sounds, that familiarity will be enough to pull you back. Many people will go back to that voice. So it's just something to think about. All right, I just looked at the time. I could talk about this for a long time. I love this topic. All right, thanks so much for swinging by my studio for today, hanging out with me this Monday morning. Thanks for sharing your wins with me in the comments. If you are not a listener of the podcast, I would love to invite you to check out the podcast. That's the Becoming Thin podcast, available on all your podcasting platforms. And if you are not currently a Guild member and you have been thinking about joining the Guild, I would love to invite you to come join the Guild. The doors are open. In fact, they're open all the time now. If you join the Guild, you will get a call from somebody on my team who will onboard you. We're going to find out about your story, get you plugged into the right place and the right stages. We're going to help you get going on your journey. You can learn all about the Guild by going to imnotquitting.com. That's imnotquitting.com. And if you enjoy the live stream, please be sure to subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified anytime I go live. And it's been so great to have you here today. Again, I just enjoy getting to share these Monday mornings with you. Go crush your weight loss goals this week. Stay focused on the day you're in. Love yourself today. And most importantly of all, have a little bit of fun. Have a little bit of fun. The weight loss journey is such an incredible experience. You get to find yourself, discover yourself, do hard things, and come face to face with you. The reason why I got into ultramarathon running is because ultramarathon running is where I come face to face with me, my own excuses, my own bullshit. I come face to face with all of it. And the only way to finish it is to overcome myself. And the reason why I do it is because I felt that feeling. I got a taste of overcoming me on the weight loss journey, and I got hooked on it. I got hooked on bettering my best. I got hooked on leveling myself up. I got hooked on meeting myself, pushing myself through something hard. You can do this too on your weight loss journey. You got this. Go have an amazing week, and I'll see y'all next week.